I've recently been reading the complete works of the Brothers Grimm. I'm almost finished, and most of the stories are fine. They're okay. They're often very similar, but one that has stood out to me as being fabulous is the story of the youth who went forth to learn what fear was. I absolutely adored it. And then I found out that there's a fairy tale theatre version of this. The main reason I'm reading the books is to then see films based on those stories. And I've already seen 5, I think, fairy tale theatre films, so of course I jumped to watch this, and I'm pleased to say it's quite delightful. This is actually known as The Boy Who Left Home to Find Out About Shivers. Is directed by Graeme Clifford, written by Bruce Franklin Singer, based of course on the story by the Brothers Grimm, with a cast including Dana Hill, Christopher Lee, Peter MacNicol, David Warner, and various others. And the story in the fairy tale theatre version is quite similar to the story in the Brothers Grimm story, and it's about a boy who cannot feel fear. He doesn't ever shiver. So in the film, he takes himself off to try and get the shivers, and he encounters various people who do things to try and scare him. And it is so fun, it is so creative. I loved the story, and I was really keen to see what fairy tale theatre would do with it and how they bring it to life, and it's fabulous. From the moment Martin leaves home to try and find some shivers, I found it to be a really fun adaptation. He encountered some really interesting things that would definitely scare the majority of us. But his bravery is incredible. Will he actually find anything that scares him? I'm not going to say. But I found it to be an absolute joy. I thought they did a really good job of bringing the story to life. It's really engaging. It has great pacing, really fun storytelling. We have some great characters and performances, really fun set designs and great costumes, great camera work, and okay lighting and a good use of sound. I have no complaints at all. I'm so pleased that this exists because, as I said, for the most part, most of the Brothers Grimm stories are fine. Some of them are repetitive. My favourite ones are the ones that are a bit bizarre. There's one about a cat and a mouse, and there's one about, I think there are 2 actually, at least 2. I still have about another 50 to go, but there are at least 2 about a wife who keeps doing things that she shouldn't, and she's basically branded as an idiot. They're good fun. There are many about kings and queens and princes, and I'm not that bothered, but this kind of story I can absolutely get behind, and I had tremendous fun reading it, and I'd say I had just as much fun watching this version of it. I am a big fan of fairy tale theatre. I still have quite a few more to go, and I don't think you need to read the story to watch this and enjoy it, but I'm glad that that's what I did, because it gave me that extra layer of excitement, that extra anticipation, and for me that worked really well. So if you're interested in reading the story, it's very short, but it's probably one of their longer short stories. I think at the most they're like 10 pages. This is on Kindle, and of course that depends on the font size, but it's not tremendously long, but it is one of their longer stories, and I adored it. Glad I read it, glad I watched this version. It's an absolute joy, and regardless of whether or not you choose to read the story, I definitely recommend watching the fairy tale theatre version.